Hello everybody. So today's topic of discussion will be Class 6 NCERT Geography Chapter 4 Maps. So in this we will basically focus on key pointers. So as we have studied in last to last chapter about the globe. What is globe? Globe is basically representation of the entire earth, and through the globe we won't be able to understand the things that clearly, but with the help of map we'll be able to understand the countries, states, district, town and villages in a verified manners. So what is map? Map is basically representation or drawing of the earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat surface according to a scale. Scale is important here. Second pointer is different type of maps. So there are basically three types: physical map, political map and thematic map. Physical map basically shows the natural feature of the earth such as mountain, plateau, plains, rivers, ocean, etc. They are called as physical or relief maps. Here the keyword natural features. And then political map. Political map shows city, town, villages and different countries and state of the world with their boundaries. Remember the word boundaries. Okay. Then comes thematic map. Thematic maps are basically provide us the specific information such as roads, rainfall maps, maps showing distribution of forest, industries, etc. They are known as thematic maps. Okay. So there are basically three components of maps. First one is distance, direction and symbol. And without this, we won't be able to understand or read a map. So let's discuss about the distance. So distance are basically, it reduces the entire world or a part of it to fit on a sheet of paper. Like we can see the size of a political or a physical map on a sheet of a paper where we can locate entire world over a sheet of a paper. So distance helps us a lot in that sense. And the scale is another pointer among the distance. Scale is basically the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. Example would be like if you take example of a distance between your school and your home is 10 kilometer. So how will you show 10 kilometer on a map? Because when you go to show 10 kilometer over a map, it will be a huge distance. So we will use 2 centimeter on a map. It means 1 centimeter on a map will be 5 kilometers. Remember this one. 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometer. Then comes our small scale map and large scale map. Small scale map is basically the large areas like continent or countries are to be shown on a paper. Then we use a small scale. For example, 5 centimeter on a map shows 500 kilometers of a ground. Then come large scale. Large scale is when a small area like a village or town is to be shown on a paper. Then we use large scale, that is 5 centimeter on a map shows 5 meter only on the ground. This is important. Large scale map gives more information than that of small one. Then comes our direction, the second point. The most map contains an arrow marked with the letter N. N is basically north. In the upper hand corner, this arrow shows the north direction. Okay. So basically we have 4 directions, but the north one is significant because with the help of this, we will be able to find the other directions like east, west and south. There are majorly 4 directions. This is north, south, east and west, and they are called as the cardinal points. They help us to understand the exact location of any country, continent, place, anything. Okay. The other 4 immediate directions are northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. We can locate any place more accurately with the help of these intermediate directions. Like you can see here, this image, cardinal directions. This is north, this is east, this is west and this is south. And then comes their intermediate direction: southwest, southeast, northwest, northeast. They help us to locate the real location of any place. Then comes our compass. What is compass? We can find the direction of a place with the help of a compass, an instrument used to find out main direction. It only helps us to find out the main direction. Magnetic needles always point towards the north, and south direction. Keep it in mind, north and south direction. Then comes our symbols. Symbols are really very important to understand any map, whether it is physical or political. So it's a third important component of a map. Not possible to draw on a map the actual shape and size of different features such as building, roads, bridges, trees, railway lines, or a well. So they are showing by using certain letters, shades, colors, pictures, and lines. These symbols gives a lot of information in a limited space. With the use of these symbols, map can be drawn easily and are simple to read. Okay, so basically symbols help us to simplify the reading of a map. To understand a map, symbols are really very important. Even if you don't know the language of an area, therefore cannot ask someone for direction, you can collect information from maps with the help of these symbols only. Okay, maps have universal language that can understood by all of us. There's an international agreement regarding the use of the symbols. These are called conventional symbols. What are these? Conventional symbols are basically used by entire world. There is no different symbol for any other country. So here you can see railway lines, broad meter, and railway stations. Here are 3 pointers. Then roads, metalled and unmetalled. You can see the symbols like these are metalled, these are unmetalled. Then comes our boundary, international, state, and district. You can see it. When you open up a map, these symbols are always there in a corner, and you can identify which symbol are what, like railway lines, which are roads, which are boundaries, which are rivers, which are temples, which are post office, which are settlement, trees and grasses. Everything you can find at the corner of a map. These are basically conventional symbols to understand a map. Various colors are also used for the same purpose. For example, generally blue is for showing water, brown is for mountains, yellow is for plateau, and green is for plains. Then comes our sketch. What is a sketch? Sketch is a drawing mainly based on a memory and spot observation. So basically when you come to home from a school, sit down and draw whatever you observe throughout the distance from school to home. You can draw several temples, houses, roads. If you see a train, if you see a car, you can draw it all, and then you will find a sketch of the area. Sometimes a rough drawing is required of an area to tell where a particular place is located with respect to other places. Suppose you want to go to your friend's house, but you don't know the way. Your friend may make a rough drawing to show the way to his house, such as a rough drawing is drawn without scale. It's called as sketch map. Then comes our plan. What is a plan? Plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. A large scale map gives a lot of information, but there are certain things which we may sometimes want to know. For example, length and breadth of the room, which can't be shown on a map. At that time, we can refer drawing a scale that is called plan. Okay, this was a very interesting and short chapter. Let's do the exercises. So the first question is, what are the 3 components of map? We have read it. Distance, the direction, and the symbol. Okay, what are the 4 cardinal direction? That is north, south, east, and west. Okay, what do you mean by the term the scale of the map? I told you, ratio between distance on paper and distance on ground. Okay, this is a basically scale. How are maps more helpful than the globes? simply because they are useful to study a specific location, place, or area, and made with specific information with various landforms and location of an area. Whereas globe is mostly useful in studying the earth as a whole. Okay, distinguish between the map and a plan. So map is basically useful to study specific area, place, or area, and made with specific information with various landforms and location of an area, whereas plan is simply drawing of a small area on large scale, detailed information of a small area or location. Which map provide detailed information? Thematic map. Okay, thematic maps are provide the most descriptive way to understand a map. How do symbols help in reading maps? Symbol basically gives us a lot of information in a limited space. It have a universal language in form of a symbol that can collect information of a map of the entire globe, you can say. Okay. Okay, then second one is tick the correct option. Map showing distribution of forest are forest. Simple it is. It is your physical. Okay. Your blue color used for, of course, water bodies. Compass is used to, compass is basically used to find the main direction. Then comes scale is necessary because scale is necessary for the map. So yeah, this is all about the chapter. This was quite interesting and a very small chapter also. And also this will help you throughout your study of geography in every class. So this was all about the chapter map. Hope you like it. Share with your friends and like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.